Hey guys, how you doing? So Dan from Trading with Dan here. So this is our evening Bitcoin wrap up, or evening for me anyway, where I am. Right, so over to the charts. So we'll have a look at the daily first, just so we can put today's price action into a bit of context, because I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys would have been a bit worried. I must admit, when we were getting down, looking like we could take out this 9,200 level, I mean, we traded down into the 9,200s. When I was sort of looking at this level, the low of this wick here, and I was thinking, if we take this out, I mean, we are going to basically mid 8,000s, but yeah, fortunately that didn't happen, and as you can see, we got bought back up pretty quickly. So overall, I mean, if you just look at this, like the most basic candlestick analysis, the red candle low is here, the red candle low is here, the red candle low is here. So we've got basically we've got a low, a high low, and a high low. So it's still not looking too bad. And I mean, that to me I am hoping is the last flush out wick down before we do basically take out this top. I mean, just look at this, just look at how many times we're pushing against his overhead resistance. We keep trying to come down and we keep finding ourselves straight back up there. So it's still bullish, guys. It's still bullish. So I know that obviously a lot of people are thinking that we're gonna have a bit of a dump, but just my opinion's based on TA, guys. That's it. It's just based on what I see in the charts. It's not based on any sort of moon boy mentality. It's just based on what's going on. But yeah, we'll have a look at the 4 hour. So again, I mean, we're pushing against this level of resistance. So you probably see in my morning Bitcoin brief video, I talk about the levels of support and then the levels of resistance. So the level of, I basically put in like the general trend, which is generally bullish, and 10,100 was support. When I did the video this morning, we were above this 9,700ish area. So I said 9,700 support, and then 9,500 or 9,400 actually. And then before that, when we were below this resistance, when we were below this, what was support but then resistance, I was saying, okay, 9,400 support and then 9,200. So you can see we didn't even make our way down to that 9,200 support. We managed to briefly get below the 9,400 support, and we're now back above it. And these are just two levels that we got. We've got levels here, level here. So what I'm trying to say, we've not really moved a lot. We've been supported and we're back in this range. So until we break and close under here, say like a daily candle, and then if we close candles under here, I think we'll pretty quickly be back under here anyway, and then we will see that we've confirmed a local top of this formation. So yeah, then we can start to look to more bearish targets. But yeah, at the moment, I mean, all I see is just we're still just looking bullish. So that's how it looks to me, guys. 4 hour Stokes getting some time to cool off, which is not the worst thing. Daily RSI still looking okay, but maybe looking like we're going to cross down. I guess 12 hours going to be coming down a bit. Yeah, 12 hour Stokes are a good one to follow for general price action. So we'll have to watch this one carefully, because we do ideally want this to come back up. But yeah, 12 hour candle, I mean, whilst ever you see the big wicks below, that's sort of showing that we are getting bought up basically. So if we kind of have a look at this price action over here, when we're sort of at the top, you can kind of notice that the big wicks are more to the top. Look, you can see they're more to the top, and then that's basically when we're at the top and we come down. When you see a formation sort of more like this, where you see the big wicks to the bottom, obviously we've got one there, a pretty big indecision wick there, but look, we're still overall bullish and we go up. So again, it's very simple analysis. Even here, you've got all the wicks to the bottom, and I know ultimately we did come down there, but the next move, as we've got these big wicks and we're pushing against this resistance area, which is a resistance area we've still got playing now for us, we then broke above it. So I mean, I'm a trader, I take day trades, I'm looking at for the next move during the next day. So if I'm looking at this, I'm looking at playing this move bullish, and I'll play this move. I get it, granted we'd come down afterwards, so then obviously when we break through there, I'll be saying, well, this is what I would be telling you if I didn't know what was going to happen. I'd be like, look, we've broken through and we've got wicks back into lower zone, but if we start closing under, then it will likely look like we're putting a local top here, and then we'll break down. And that's basically what I would be telling you if I was looking at this price action here. I'd be saying, so as of here, I'll be saying, look, this is just looking like these lower wicks looking like we'll break up, which we do. And then I'll be saying, well, we're looking like we're coming down, we're testing down here, but if we do start to close and stay under here, I'll expect us to break down these levels pretty quick, which is basically what happens. This is what I'm telling you, this is the same analysis that I have of the price action here. I mean, we could even see the same thing play out. We are pushing at the top of this. We could break up. We could break up to 10,100, put in like a pretty much actual double top, struggle at this area. Then we will come down. Then I'll say if we break through this level here, and then sort of close underneath, then I would expect a pretty quick fall down to possibly around this 8,000 level, and then just reassess around there. I mean, this is how markets work. You basically, well, this is how the markets work for me, because I'm basically trading, looking for trades each day. Admittedly, I haven't taken a single trade today. But yeah, I just haven't seen anything that I've really wanted to do. If we look at I'll show you what I look at chart wise anyway, so you guys know this is how I day trade. So this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this trade first thing this morning that I didn't take, and I kind of wish I did, not because it was necessarily a winning trade, obviously that's kind of why I do it, but I would have taken that one on the basis that just what I would see going on. So then as the day drags on, we do get a bit of a sell-off, we come to a sell, we turn to a buy. But I'm looking at this thinking, we're not really, I mean, we are flipping between buys and sells, and I'm looking for moves on momentum. But when we keep flipping like this, we don't really have any, it's a sign that we don't really have any momentum. So how can I take a momentum trade just because my momentum indicators click to buy, when it's not really a strong momentum or trend we've got going on anyway? It just can't decide because the market's not actually going anywhere. So I didn't actually take this buy. So if you look on here, this is basically this master switch, this master trade. This is a switch that I use to just for my bots to basically make the algos only take sell trades. So as you can see, that's like 5:30, and this is obviously when that candle closed. So this is this turning to a short. So that was basically that turning. So that's the alert that went off. My trades will only trade when the alert actually goes off. I don't know why is this long position trigger on? I think I clicked on it just to look at it. We'll pause that. It shouldn't be on. That's bizarre. It's not on my other alerts. I think if I'd refreshed this, it would have gone. It wouldn't have been on actually. Let's have a look, see if it's on a different one. I just want to test this. Yes, saying it's on here, but if I refresh this, I think it's going to go off. Here we go. At least you can get some. Yeah, there we go. So it is off. So panic, no need to worry, guys. But yeah, so anyway, what I'm telling you here was, so that was that short, and this was the long I told you I did take last thing yesterday evening. The long that I took, that was a profitable long, and that was must have been 10.15. Yes, it was this long here. It was this long here. The market came up, and then I took profits on this trade, and then I had my bot off for the rest of the evening. So yeah, that was my last trade. So yeah, because what I don't want you guys to think is that this buy trade here, well, I already admitted to you this morning that I didn't take this trade, even though I told you this was Goldilocks trade. But you might think it's one thing for me to admit a trade I didn't take that did well, but you may think then, oh, here's one of my trade signals, but it lost money, so I'm going to tell you I didn't take it. Do you know what I mean? You may not believe me, but I'm just showing you these are my alerts. That's the one I took long. This is I didn't take this one, and then that's my overall. It says short switch mode, which is this turning to short. So I didn't take this trade. But yeah, and the reason was, like I said, we didn't really have momentum. So I can't really trust my momentum indicator to flip around. All it's doing is just telling me we're just going to flip to a slight buy bias at the moment, because we just moved up a tiny bit in this range, which is literally from the low 9,720 to the high of 9,700 and let's call it 90. So that's basically a 70 tick range. So it's $70 range. It's nothing, is it really? So anyway, yeah, so basically back to my point. So I didn't take the trade. Didn't take that trade, and then before whoever the OG, the Bitcoin OG is, that is deciding to mess with our melons by just moving moving 50 Bitcoin, and then out of that Bitcoin moving a few sats about, and I don't know what he's doing. Apparently what he's doing something in a way to mask what he's doing. I guess whoever it is probably thinks the crypto world would, probably correctly thinks the crypto world would probably like to know who he is and speak to him, so he probably does want to just mask his identity just for the sake of the big just the load of attention he may get. So he's obviously hiding who he is. But yeah, didn't take this buy either. It's just too close to this candle. I've told you about this before. It's just too close to the candle. We've got this increased volatility. We could easily, even though momentum's saying up, even though the trade would have been a great trade, a winning trade, we're in red here, which goes against my rules. But you guys probably know I've been going against my rules quite a few times recently. One, because of the CME gap. Two, because of the BitMEX scam. It's not a scam wick. It's just this wasn't real price. We just didn't trade here, but for some reason it's on the chart, and therefore it's going to be an input into my indicator. So no trade. So I'm waiting for this to settle down. Waiting for this potentially to go back to green, and then basically take some more buy trades. Because I do think my bias is to the upside. But yeah, if we do start breaking down more, then that will confirm. Like I said, it will confirm a downtrend for me based on the levels, based on my TA, based on this, and then I will be happy to take the shorts when my indicator basically tells me to take the shorts. So there we go, guys. Not too much else to tell you really price wise, other than we're on an hour here, but that's fine. Other than we've nicely regained this this support zone around the 9,500 level. So yeah, I mean, if we push back up to the top, I do think we've got the momentum to break us above, but like I said, we could very easily get rejected at the top again, maybe not even make it through the zone, so maybe get rejected around the 9,700 level rather than actually break through to get supported by, like, say, the 9,800 level. But if we get rejected there, then this will start to look like we are basically going to come and break through here. So at that point, that will nullify a lot of my bullish bias just based on how long we've hugged the top of this line, because we've got a lot more price action. You can see this move down here. This is the longest we sort of stayed down this low in this whole sort of time here. We had a little dip here, but it's not as substantial or as deep as what we've got here. So if we do struggle to get over 9,000, if we do struggle to basically get into this resistance area, 9,700, and we start to come back down again, that for me will be the first warning sign that we are going to start, but that literally basically we are going to work our way down to at least, well, I'd say at least 8,000, and then we just have to assess the price action as we get down there. One thing I always say, people that want to hope that, I hope we get down to here so I can refill my longs and then we go up again. I will tell you now, and you all know, that basically deciding the direction of the price action just one dimensionally at any given point or the next move is hard enough as it is. So to predict a price direction, then an actual level it will hit and stop at, and then the price direction that it then changes at that point is just complete rubbish. It's just fantasy. Do you know what I mean? I always say, because I've worked with traders a lot all these years, and they've said, and whenever anyone says to me, well, I hope we just get down here so I can fill my long and then go back up again, or like I'll hope we go up so I can fill my shorts and then come back down again. I'm like, I was like, why don't you just ask the market to send you money? Do you know what I mean? Why don't you just ask them to send you a check? I mean, why bother with the whole market if you're just going to want it to do a specific thing to give you money? Just ask for it to give you, just, do you know what I mean? Just ask someone for some money, because that's all you're doing. But anyway, so yeah, so what I'm saying is, if we do start to come low, if we do start to come lower, it's not necessarily going to be to refill longs so we can then have a go up. These are refilling longs here. Look, these wicks where you barely get a second chance, where you don't get a second chance to buy, that's where you refill your longs, and that's where big market participants had bids in and then bought the market back up quickly. I mean, this wick down, I mean, isn't looking as, it isn't obviously as, doesn't look quite the same as these ones, does it? So we could have some trouble. This is the first time I sort of looked at it and thought, generally we are still bullish, especially if we look at this daily candle, which we looked at first, if it's going to load. Obviously got some internet problems here. But anyway, you can remember what the daily candle was like. So we were still looking okay on the daily candle. And yeah, if we break above, then great. But if we don't, if we do struggle to get through this 9,700 area, then I guess that means I will obviously have to start entertaining a higher probability of the downside. So yeah, so that's it really. Don't ask me what's going on with my internet. Everything else is working fine. So yeah, I guess TradingView maybe deciding it's playing up a little bit. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much everything I wanted to say to you guys tonight anyway. So yeah, that's my price analysis. So yeah, like I said, if we're gonna stay bullish, keep this trend, we've got to get above 9,700. We've got to get above 9,800. But yeah, 9,700 is pretty much going to be, here we go, here's the daily candle. 9,700 is going to be a level that if I do see us rejecting from, I do not think it's going to be bode well for the price if we don't get back above it. I mean, clearly that it's like it's an obvious statement, isn't it? I mean, we ain't going to go to 10,000 if we can't get above 9,700, clearly. I know, but what I'm saying is that could be our first early warning signal that we are basically going to test some downside, test some of our support zones, find where we can find our footing again, and then maybe start to make our way back up again, and then take out 10,000. What I will say on the plus side, we all know there's a strong correlation between Bitcoin and the stock markets, and stock markets are flying. Absolutely flying. I mean, it's just a complete gravity defying event. So fair play to stock markets, but then also Bitcoin. Let's give Bitcoin its dues. This is a gravity defying move. This guys is a V-shaped recovery. This is what we've not even quite got in the stock market. I mean, let me show you. I mean, this is the XLE. This is the energy sector, but I mean, it's not even close to a V-shaped recovery, and this is the S&P. Look how this looks. I mean, yeah, Bitcoin and stock markets are correlated, but hey, we've got this. But look at Bitcoin. We've done it. We're there. We're basically practically at the highs. So yeah, just some for you guys to think about there. Bitcoin. Yeah, anyway, right, so remember, it's not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research. And oh yeah, thanks for all you guys that are subscribing recently. I know that I've been getting a few more subscribers than usual. So yeah, appreciate all you guys subscribing. I think I was on 399, and I did set myself the target as I really wanted to get to 400 by the end of this week. And I'm not one of those people that just sets like easy targets so I know I'll reach them. Just believe me, I set myself hard targets, but basically around 400 was what I thought I could reasonably get to by Friday. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have one more subscriber this evening, and that'll get me up to 400. And yeah, just want to say thanks to all you guys that for paying attention and listening to my videos. And I hope you, obviously you're not going to watch it if you're not finding it useful, but I genuinely hope you do find it useful, and that you do get some insight out of it, and that you don't basically get fed up with me rambling too long to myself basically. But yeah, anyway, so right, I'll speak to you guys tomorrow.